You're listening to the Home Improvement Report Podcast 2.0, episode number 37. Today, I bring you a message from the trenches. I'm your host, Gary Neidert. Welcome to today's episode where I talk with my friend Daryl Allen about his observation of what's going on with large and small businesses locally, nationally, and globally. When he's not helping his FedEx customers, he's guiding local businesses by helping their websites be seen and turn site visitors into buyers. So let's get right into the interview. I know you're going to enjoy what Daryl has to say. Hello, I'm Gary Neidert with the Home Improvement Report Podcast. And I am here today with my good friend Daryl Allen. And he actually is from Allen. He works for FedEx by day, and when he's not working for FedEx and doing FedEx stuff, he works as a magician and an SEO expert. He's got TotalMagic.com, which that's through the SEOs through there, and omagic.com is where his magic, anything you want to know about his magic routines and performances, you can do that. But anyway, he's got some really cool stuff, and we talked a little bit earlier today, and we're obviously in the middle of the COVID-19, the coronavirus, the woohoo virus, the whatever virus, whatever you want to call it, politically incorrect or not correct. But we're in the middle of it. This thing started March 12th. Dallas County starts shelter in place. And here we are, April 15th of 2020. Today makes the 34th day of the shelter in place thing. And so business has changed dramatically. Dramatically? I did it again. Dramatically. I made up a new word the other day just on the fly. So here it is, dramatically. But anyway, things have changed. We're in the new normal. When we get out of this, it's still going to be a new normal. But Daryl has the unique perspective of being able to see it from the viewpoint of the big corporate giant, FedEx, as well as from some of the local businesses that he works with, the smaller businesses. And so what I wanted to do is talk with him today about what he sees these people going through and how they're dealing with it and what they're doing to overcome the challenges that we're all faced with right now. So Daryl, hey, thanks for being a part of the podcast today.
Well, thank you, Gary, for having me on. I find it to be an honor to be here, and especially talking about this subject. It's on top of everybody's mind right now, and it's very interesting to see what's going on out there.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, I said that you're with FedEx and you have the online marketing. Take a couple of minutes and go a little bit deeper into what you're doing, what you do at FedEx, and what you're doing with the SEO business, and the magician part.
Well, all right, I'll be happy to. Let's talk about FedEx a little bit. First of all, I've been with them for almost 20 years. This November will mark that anniversary date. And what I do is my title is Customer Technology Advisor. So my actions at FedEx deals with all of the FedEx automation and helping customers and helping our sales force be able to make sure that the automation the customer has and that FedEx has works together to help the customer do the best thing that they can to get packages from point A to point B. FedEx has been always on the leading edge of technology, developing some of the first computerized tracking processes They've invented several methods of doing a lot of things to get packages from point A to point B, and a lot of that includes a significant amount of technology, as you can imagine. Everybody's package, many years ago when I had my own computer business for about 10 years in the 80s, you would just have a little label stuck on a box that was handwritten with the address and maybe a rubber stamp, something to say a little bit about it. And you either gave it to the post office with a whole bunch of stamps on it, or it went through other carriers. And as things have grown, the need for automation has just exponentially gone up. I've gone through a lot of phase processes with FedEx, like our tracking numbers. A long time ago, they were like 9-digit. Well, if you don't know about it, 9 digits is really not that many. It's not that many millions of packages. And we're now doing anywhere from 10 to 30 million packages a day during a Christmas season.
Oh, man.
So you'll run out of tracking numbers pretty quick at that level. So
yeah.
We've gone through a process where now our tracking numbers are up to 14 digits, and that should last us into about 2030, 2040, something like that. Wow. So the whole part of me going through this diatribe of technology and FedEx, I have a physical zip code area that I service with my sales counterparts, and we do face-to-face meetings with customers, and I get to see the customer's operation and help advise them on the different automations that they can use to process packages, to pay invoices, to track, to take care of issues that come up with problems in shipping, and it helps smooth the process. And I really like working with FedEx because it is a good company. They're very people-oriented, and having a job that allows you to learn a lot of things about automation is fun for me, which brings me over to the magic part. Well, I had my first magic website back in the 90s, and I still have it today. So you mentioned omagic.com. Yeah, I originally got that website back in the late 90s, and I had...
Wow. That's a long time ago.
I ranked on top of Google before there was even a Google.
Yeah.
No, I guess I couldn't have done that. But yeah, a long time ago, there was search engines were like Alta Vista, and if I made you think of something, you I remember Alta Vista. Yeah, seems like it wasn't that long ago, but Alta Vista and Netscape and of course Yahoo has been around a long time also. And
yeah, I remember the Yahoo. They would send out the disc. No, that was AOL. Excuse me, the little disc.
Mail, right?
Yes, yeah.
You get every month you would get a little floppy disk in the mail, and then they switched it over to CDs. Now you hardly see CDs anymore. I know. It's just amazing what's going on there. And then that switches me over to the online marketing, because obviously I was doing websites, and I'll tell you this small story. Okay, so we moved to Allen back in 2009, at the end of 2009. And when it got to 2010, I was ready to start doing magic again. I'd kind of taken a small hiatus from actually performing magic, doing kids' magic shows and stuff. And I would normally go look for, magicians in Dallas, and I would find myself on page 1 or 2 or 3 back in the day. And when I did my search in October of 2010, I didn't see myself on page 1. I didn't see my OMagic webpage. It wasn't on page 1. It wasn't on page 2. It wasn't on page 3. And I'm going, So I kept on looking. Now, this was a Google search. I wasn't on page 4. I wasn't on page 5. I was beginning to get worried, and primarily because the people who were on these early pages weren't even people that I knew. And I kind of think that I know quite a few people in the Dallas area in the magic business, and here's some people I didn't even know. I kept on searching. Wasn't on page 10. Wasn't on page 11.
Oh, my.
I was about to start crying. I got to page 13. I finally found omagic.com, and I was upset. And I called my cousin, who is currently my business partner on this online marketing stuff. He kind of does it full time, whereas I do it like part time. But primarily, I give him a call, and I went, "Oh, Jason, I'm on page 13," and he said, well, yeah, you need to go do XYZ. And he wasn't telling me anything I didn't know. He was just reminding me of the things that I had neglected. And so, like I said, that was the end of October in 2010. By the middle of December, just like 6 weeks later, I was on page 1 of Google. So the idea is if you do the right things, if you do it the correct way, you can actually get ranked where you're supposed to get ranked. And, now somebody's going to go out there and they're going to search for OMagic right now. Well, I will tell you, I'm really not in the mood for doing a lot of kids shows now. So I've kind of backed off. I mean, I don't even promote my own magic website. So don't go taking my ranking skills by looking for my magic website now. And to be honest with you, like I said, I have a full-time job, so I don't have to rely on that as far as income per se. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, let's shift over here into what we were talking about earlier. What people are doing to navigate through this crazy stuff, and we were talking about one of your a client that's a soon-to-be client that has a retail store, a resale shop, and you're in the process of shifting them over to online. And if you would tell a little bit about what they've been going through with the last month, and how is that shifting over to the online part of their business?
Okay. So like you mentioned, they are a prospect right now. They're not actually a client, but I feel fairly confident that we'll be able to come to an agreement real soon. I'm still in the analysis part of their website, looking specifically at the tips and tricks that I'm going to, I won't say require of them, but yeah, it's kind of, you got to do this if you want to be successful kind of thing. I mean, I'm not going to tell you, do it this way or the highway, obviously, but hey, I've been doing it for a few years, so I think if you take up these things, it'll work. Now, what they have is a fairly large retail space, and for quite a while now, they've been trying to focus away from their marketing as a reseller. Obviously, eBay is kind of one of the first online platforms that they have been using, and they've noticed that eBay over the past year and a half has been increasing their fees, and it's been a little more difficult to get a lot of other things done as well. So they've already been thinking of moving a lot of that business in-house to their own website. And now we have the shelter in place orders, and they've discovered their store hours have been changed to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only, and small hours on those days. And the effect has been not only on their own business, but they have a lot of consigners that will bring things in to be sold. And those consigners, their business is going crazy also, because they'll like go to estate sales or to, the storage lockers get auctioned off that they don't pay for. And so the consigners will pick and go through those things and then resell it through the consignment store. So they're losing all kinds of things going on with this. And what I'm looking at promoting for these people right now, proposing that they perform, is the online social media videos. They have the website presence. It's already there. We don't have to design a website or anything for them. But I think social media promotion of their products is going to be the new idea. People have now become very, very accustomed, because of this shelter in place, to be able to look at their computers, to go to Facebook, to watch things you would never have watched before because of, I don't know, boredom or whatever else, you're trying to pass time until the day comes that we can finally be free, right?
Dog videos, cat videos.
Yeah, watching all kinds of things. And the best part about it, you're given this opportunity now. If you've got really good content and have a good way to say it, quirky or unique, it's really easy now to be able to market something. And no, you don't want to go out there and market every item that you have for sale. You want to take some hot items and give the people the opportunity to see a little bit of hot item here, to go to the website and see the rest of your inventory and things that you could possibly sell to them.
It's very good. So are they, I think you had told me before that it was just a husband and wife and they didn't have employees. Do I remember that correctly?
Yeah, that right now I'm dealing with just the husband and wife, but looking at their website, there are other people involved, and those could be part-timers that are doing some of the consignment, and they kind of pad their profit by being able to help out in the store a little bit. I don't know 100% of that, but yeah, it's primarily a mom and pop type thing, and that's where a lot of our traction for the economy, that's where they're going to come from. And those are the ones that are hurting the most right now.
Yeah. Now, this podcast, the way that I have approached it is mostly for companies that do home improvement type companies. And there will be some consumers that will listen to it. But how would you apply from what you're doing with the consignment business, the guy that's a window company? Well, as a matter of fact, you've got a client that does home improvement. How is his business faring through this, and what would you suggest for him to do if he hadn't already done it to make it past all this craziness?
Well, one thing is you've got to help your customer. As a business, you need to help your customer understand that you're there to help them thrive and survive. And right now we're pretty much all in survival mode, if you will. But at the same time, if you can convey that my business is there to help you thrive and survive, you can get a leg up on everybody else. Not just out there, hey, I'm the best roofer in town. I can put the best roof. I've got the best products. I've got the lowest price. I've got all this. Boy, if you'll come through with a little more heart, a little more tenderness as to the effect of what's going on with your customer, then you will have a serious advantage over those who are just going out either selling a low price or best quality, or I'm the best know-it-all, whatever the case may be. I mean, we're already seeing that even look at all the television ads that people have been watching now. I mean, even Hulu's and Amazon's and just regular over-the-air television. Look at the ads that people are putting out.
Yeah.
You'll see that they're talking more from the heart than they are about, here, come buy my widget.
Yeah, well, in Kroger, that's where we generally shop at. It's close to the house. And I've seen more ads for Kroger the last few days and I don't think I don't know if there are not any ads for any other grocery stores, or if I've just noticed Kroger only. But that's been their approach, is this is a hard time for everybody. We appreciate our customers, and we appreciate all of our employees who've spent all the extra hours and doing all these extra things and all that kind of thing. So they're coming at it at, like you said, a heart of compassion. And that's just going to position them for later on when things do turn around. More people are going to look to Kroger and go, man, I really like their message. They didn't try to pitch me on anything. And so, yeah, I'm there with you. I agree wholeheartedly.
I think the first television ad that struck me was Hyundai. They came out, probably first, they came out and said, if you've been furloughed, lost your job because of this, then we're going to let you, I don't know if it was skip a payment or whatever it was, but they seem to have been first. Now, everybody else has kind of caught up since then.
Yeah.
The car manufacturers are, we want to help you get a car. Well, they still want to sell their cars.
Yeah.
They still have salesmen that need to be paid, and I understand all of that. But the main thing is they're letting us know that, yeah, we really are concerned about, we're not just here to sell you a car. We're here to help you be able to pay for it too.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of instances of stuff like that going on. And, we see it all the time right now, especially you see that. But the practice of doing that as a marketing strategy on a previous basis, but now on an ongoing basis, is going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
People, we've redefined what people are looking at in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will admit, look in the book. We're talking about the books that you and I both have been reading, which is the Story brand, and also, by Donald Miller.
Yeah.
And their new book that they just came out with, which Marketing Made Simple. Both of those books, to me, they have. I love the the catchphrases, the corporate speak,
Mm-hmm.
paradigm shift, and yeah, it really was a change of the way that I was thinking about marketing. For several years, I knew that I was good at online marketing, and boy, I was really willing to tell you that. I forgot the part of telling you, oh, guess what? I really care about your business. I want you to succeed. And that is actually more important than how much I know, because, hey, there's some young whippersnapper somewhere that can come up and he can outsmart me on something. But right now, I will tell you that I'm going to do the best to make sure that your marketing plan is what you need so that you can be able to thrive and survive.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about the guy, the home improvement guy that you've got as a client? Yeah. Have you talked to him during this time?
I will tell you that right at the beginning, it was, okay, so I went on vacation for spring break the week before everybody said, let's shelter in place. So I was on, and we did a staycation, so we didn't go anywhere. Mm. And now the next week, we're extending our school being out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, now FedEx, we're considered a essential business. Obviously, one of the first things I did that following week coming back, I actually had to go to customers who were shipping medical supplies. They needed assistance with FedEx software and automation. So I was actually on site for some people, dousing my hands, and getting everything.
Did you wear the mask?
Touching people's keyboards, and I would douse up, touch the keyboard, do my coding, quit, douse up again, and say, okay, we're done. Everybody's okay, right? So it was kind of a fun little thing there in a way. If you think about it, it looked comical. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that all happened right after spring break, the next week. And I actually called this guy and said, hey, I need to get my screens changed out because the screens in my house have been so weather damaged. So he came out, replaced all the screens. And of course, now after he placed the order, it was the following week before he could get all that stuff in. So he's having to drive through Dallas. And I go, don't get stopped. You're supposed to shelter in place. He goes, oh, well, we can be whatever. So anyway, we get it all going. And the main thing that I was telling him is during this time, you've got to, instead of just saying, well, we've got the best roofing materials, we've got the best roofers, you need to really focus on, we're here to help you with the problems that you're having at your house. If you had issues before, we can still come out because we know that you've got to get your house fixed. You can't have, ongoing problems, and really focus on helping the people more than trying to keep my crew. I'm not here I got a crew to take care of. Yeah, take care of your customer and really let them know truly that that's where your heart is. That's the marketing plan that we've got to go with from now on.
So did he mention how this has affected him? Or at that point, we were only 2 weeks into it, or a week into it?
Yeah, that's right. We're only 2 weeks in. So I know he hasn't done any large roofs recently, but he has kept busy as far as having, people are all the time. They're having something now that they got, well, I need to get my doors sealed, or I need to, there's all kinds of little, quote, safety things that people are wanting to get taken care of. And he's able to take care of all that kind of stuff for him. But the primary thing was to put him out there as I'm caring about you and I want to help you. And he is in the southern part of Dallas area, and there are a lot of more. He's able to help a lot more of the, I won't say elderly, but his clientele is not the young people.
Right. Yeah. Well, cool. So what about FedEx? Now FedEx has a, not only, they've got locally, statewide, regional, national, global. So what are you seeing just in the local area with FedEx, with your clients that you deal with there? Has there been much change, or has anybody said?
Yes. All right. So I'm going to say some things that may sound like they're coming as an official FedEx stance, but they're not. These are things that if you dig into e-commerce literature, if you dig into, Business Inc. magazine, all these things, Wall Street Journal, these are things that are out there. But I will tell you on the FedEx side that there are customers such as Walmart and Overstock, a couple of other places that they are shipping because of e-commerce. They are shipping at Christmas peak levels.
Really?
In other words, the amount of stuff that we ship during that early December, which I may not have mentioned, but it can be up to 10, 20, 30 million packages per day. We are at those levels now, not across the whole network, but I'm talking the big e-tailer shippers, the e-commerce companies. Those guys are doing a big business right now.
Is that just because people can't get out of the house, or they're not supposed to?
And you can also,
so in other words, people are still spending money.
Because most of us, we still have the paycheck coming in. I know there are people who don't, but if you've got a paycheck coming in, you're doing work from home, so you're getting your paycheck, and now you don't get to go spend your 10, 20, 30% that you may spend on everything. You don't go out to Target. You go to Target online, and you may order it and go pick it up. But there are a ton of people who like the convenience of, oh, you mean they'll bring it here for $5 and I don't even have to get out and expose myself? Yeah.
So what do you think that's going to do when we're past this? When things go back to the new normal, are people going to go back to the same way of shopping? Or I
don't think so. I think we have a new marketing from here on, a new economy. It's because prior to this, there have been people who shopped online a little bit. And there were people who shopped online none. Yeah. And then you had, a lot of your millennials and youngers, man, they're online. They know how to, they're old pros at it. They're teaching grandma how to do it, right?
Yeah. My daughter.
Now grandma's had to do it several times.
Yeah. Well, my daughter
grandma's figuring out, hey, well, now I understand why they like it so much. So we'll just keep on doing it.
Yeah. Well, my daughter's been doing that.
The new thing is e-commerce. Yeah. Get yourself a presence.
Yeah. She's been doing that for years, ordering food from Amazon, all kinds of paper products from Amazon. She'll go to Target for fresh foods, but it really hasn't disrupted anything of what they're doing. Now, we would go to the store physically, walk into the store, but now we started ordering online and go to the store and pick it up. And then my wife, she ordered something last week and it was shipped to the house. Wasn't a big order. It wasn't Kroger. It was one of the smaller grocery stores. So that's changing how we do business.
And speaking of how things are changing, I'll tell you a story of some of my other clients, and these are entertainer clients. Other magicians. I do websites, online marketing for them. In particular, there's one that, they'd been doing, and for a long time, they have a website. It's called DallasMagicAcademy.com, and they do magic training or magic classes for kids. 7 years to like 15 or something like 7 to 17. I don't remember the exact age, But Dallas Magic Academy teaches these magic lessons. Now, the thing is, they were done as after-school programs. They were done, and they're still done as magic summer camps. Now, what happened is these people have all of the entertainers. I mean, think about Las Vegas right now, all the way from Las Vegas headliners. These people are totally out of work. Big name magicians that you would go see in Vegas, they're doing free things online now. So Dallas Magic Academy, and the owner is Dal Sanders. He is a past president of the Society of American Magicians, and he's been doing magic teaching for years with his wife and other people. He's actually been trying to draft me to be one of the trainers to do like a summer camp or whatever for the kids. The Dallas Magic Academy lessons comes from Discover Magic, and Discover Magic it's not only just teaching you how to do magic tricks. It's called life lessons disguised as magic tricks. So you learn confidence, you learn the ability to stand in front of an audience, to interact with people. I've actually heard testimonies of people who had children that would not ever speak, like autistic, and they were taught the magic trick and they were able to perform it in front of people, and actually heard people say, I heard him speak for the first time since he's been coming to our school. Amazing things with this program. And they also got picked up by the local television station, WFAA, and they got to promote their stuff. And now they're actually doing, during this shut-in place, they said, hey, we've got kids that are getting bored at home. We'll do free training lessons. We'll do free magic lessons. So they'll do like, I don't know exactly the time frame, but it's usually in the afternoon after the kids have done all their schoolwork. They can come online into a secured Zoom session and they can learn magic tricks. And then they're given the opportunity, the parents especially are given the opportunity, if you'd like to sign your kids up for the full lessons, we have that capability where they can send them all the packets of tricks and everything that they would use. When they do the free ones, you do the magic tricks with stuff you have around the house. When you go through Dallas Magic Academy with the Discover Magic program, you actually get books and videos and all kinds of add-on props that you can do all of your magic stuff with. So this is kind of the outside of the box thinking people will have to go to, is thinking about, how can I take my business online? One person that can't take their business online is a barber. You're not going to get, and fortunately, I don't have to worry about that. But you've got to think about, how can I get my business to be at least marketed online if I can't actually come and be the barber there? I mean, just thinking off the top of my head, what about mobile barbers? I don't know. I don't know if that, there's all kinds of ideas that are being spawned right now because of this. And it's all taking place of people who know the internet and how to use it.
It's forced innovation. And I did a podcast on that a couple of episodes ago about innovation versus improvement. And improvement is just incremental steps of improving something that, you doesn't really do a whole lot. Please excuse the mower out there. The guy just happened to come by now. Versus innovation. And innovation is just a new way of doing something like the smartphone. That's an innovation versus the flip phone. The flip phone started off with, it was just a phone, and then it came along and they added a camera to it, and just a little bit of incremental improvements until the smartphone came along. Steve Jobs just innovated the flip phones out of the market, and so it's the innovation thing. There was a report that I read, COVID-19. Do I even have that up? I don't have it up right now, but it was an article talking about COVID-19 will fuel the next wave of innovation. And I truly believe that. I mean, people, like you said, they're forced to have to think differently. And there's nothing wrong with that. People need to think differently. There's going to be whole new businesses spawned out of all this. So,
Hey, something that you and I experience at church. Think about all these churches. I mean, Easter Sunday.
yeah,
I heard somebody say they believe that the message of Easter was heard by more people on this Easter Sunday than in any of the previous Sundays.
yes,
Easter Sunday. I mean, the online presence of churches, you can, your Facebook feed, you could go to churches all over the place.
yeah. And then not only that, but the messages were recorded and they stay up online. People can go back and listen to them over and over and over and over again. And at churches, they'll record their message and then make it available. But it's a whole new world now.
So not to monetize the message of Christ, but to think about your marketing plan when you do these videos, like my consignment guy. I'm thinking that he should probably set aside a couple of hundred square feet of space, turn it into a studio where he can bring through the items that are on consignment and run a Facebook Live. I mean, people that are going to buy that are in the age demographic of Facebook. It's gotten older, and the younger kids, they want a TikTok or whatever else.
Yeah.
But bring it out. I've seen in the past year, I've seen people, even my daughter, I think she has a little company that she sells earrings and jewelry for. And you just sit there and you go through all the stuff that you've got in and say, you want to place an order, just direct message me on Facebook or whatever method you can do. Just present the 1% items that you want to move and get ready to make the sales. You want to talk about the product, but if you're talking about, hey, I'm running a good deal right now because I know that you're hurting and I need you to help you out. You still want to look good, or you still need this widget. Here's a place to get it without having to think a lot. Click now, you've got it.
Yep.
And take that recorded message. You can use it over and over. Build your new marketing plan.
That's right. Now, I talked to someone about insurance last week, and they had never used Zoom.us. They've always been the face-to-face, live, in-person selling. And now they're having to adapt to a whole new system. And she was telling me about something else besides Zoom that they were testing out. But they're going to have to relearn how to make the sales presentation through the camera. And that's okay. I think a lot of that needed to happen. And like from the consignment place, doing video, that has, I think that's a long time in coming. Now, how would you suggest that people that sell home improvement type products and services, what would you suggest to them on going through this new normal and changing how they do things?
Well, I don't know how many people, if they're like me, probably a lot of people will have what we call ego. Okay. So you got to check your ego at the door. All right. So let's put the ego back. And here's what I would tell you to do. If you're at a customer that you just finished and you redid their door and they love it, you take this little thing out of your pocket and you say, would you mind saying a couple of words about how you like what a great job? And do you mind if I record that? Now, here's the key. Turn on the phone and already have it recording when you ask that question. That way you've got proof that I asked permission to use your video. So you say, hey, would you mind if I take a video of you telling about, you can say whatever you want about the door that I just did for you. And if they say no, thank you very much, no problem. Put it away, delete it, you're done. If they say, well, sure, I don't mind. So you go ahead and say, okay, so if you want to give them a prompting question or whatever, you get that video testimonial right then. Plus, you can go through and you show, okay, we started with the door that looked like this. They were having problems because it was creaking and cracking, and we ended up with this. That's all you have to do. You don't have to talk about, we've got 49 years of experience. Grandpa taught me how to do all of this. You don't need all that. Just show the customer had a problem, you fixed it, and boy, they love you for it.
Yep.
And that's all the little video you need. And you do that about 10, 15, 20 times. Put them all over your Facebook, Instagram, wherever else. Put them on your website. And the next thing you know, you've got enough traffic from people that want to know, okay, well, I had a problem with a door. And bam, there's the answer. There's the guy that does your door. And I guess I kind of say this because I have a new door client.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been preaching doing videos for a long time. I've been on, I was going back and looking at my YouTube videos. I've been on there since 2009, something like that. And I've been preaching video for a long, long, long time. And it's, you know, again, we're forced innovation, but some of these contractors need to start doing that. And it doesn't take that much time to do that.
Yeah.
So,
and, you know, a lot of people, I have a drone. I love my little drone. My next step is to get my actual, they call it a 107 license, which is my license to commercially fly it, in other words, to fly it for pay. So right now I can only fly it for amusement. I can't really fly it for pay. But theoretically, like I flew over my house and my roofing guy did my roof. So I don't mind sharing with him my video that I took of my house, if you know what I'm saying. You can get actual real drone, your home and garden guys. That's who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Get a real, a certified drone pilot, and they'll do it fairly cheaply right now.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of work out there, so they can do it. If you were a landscaper, man, have them fly by before and after. Painter, do-it-yourselfer, and some of these drones can actually fly inside of a house if you have the right guy flying it. You know, when I got my drone, the first thing I did was fly it in my house because it said it's got sensors and it won't run into things. And I wanted to test the theory. Guess what? It won't run into things. So,
really?
Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
pretty cool. So I've actually flown it inside a building with people. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'll show you that video sometime.
Yeah. Oh,
Get video. And, you know, talking about this, I look back at my old videos and I'm going, oh man, I am so embarrassed because I was talking about me, talking about what a great person and what a great thing I do. So I've got to redo it all and let people know, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'm really worried about what you're doing and I need to help you.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
And one of the things about the contractors that if they will just do the videos, it doesn't matter how they turn out. They've got to start with the first one, no matter how bad it is or how good it is. So people have to just start.
You're not doing watch repair, so they don't have to see the little detail of you going inside there.
Yeah,
they just need to see the big picture.
Yeah,
it was dirty. Now it's clean.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you need to show.
Well, it doesn't
have, please don't do anything over 3 minutes. Don't.
Absolutely.
Do not
absolutely.
do anything over 3 minutes.
Yeah. We don't want documentaries out there.
Now, there is a place for long videos, but getting your marketing message out, that's not it.
Right. And not for a testimonial. Testimonials don't need to be long. So, well, we've been going on a pretty good little while here. Is there anything else that you'd like to suggest or like to say? I
guess the main thing is that be ready for this new economy. If you don't know if your website needs to be tweaked, step back. Let somebody else take a look. Maybe your website needs to be tweaked for the new economy. If you're not even worried about your website, and you don't have to be, there's a lot of ways to get a website that will, the main thing you want to do with your website, if your phone's not ringing, it's probably not working. So there's a lot of ways to make it work. Direct email, not postal mail. I I want to call people that send me stuff in the mail all the time and say, hey, did you know that everybody's throwing this in the trash except for the person that's calling you right now? Because I wanted to call you and say, everybody's throwing this in the trash. And it's not everybody, but the deal is when somebody needs something, they're picking up their phone and they're searching for it, and they're hitting Google or whatever on their phone and they're looking for it. They're not waiting for something to come in the mail. Yes, I know that I get coupons in the mail, and I know I need tires. So I'm going to wait till tires comes along in the mail. No, you're going to pick up and say, all right, who has a sale on tires today? And you're going to go take care of that advantage. So take a look at your website. Does it need to be a little tweaked? Does your message, your marketing message, does it need to get off of we're the best onto how can I help you? And really mean it, and show that. And I think, we're talking about our 2 books, okay, that we've been looking at, Marketing Made Simple and Story Brand. Of course, there's a whole lot of others that I've read too. So those are not the only 2 books in the world. If you don't have time to practice those things, I know Gary's read it. I'm ready to talk to you about it if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, and you're quite capable.
Say my website for marketing is called totalmagic.com. Obviously, I'm a magician, but really that's all about marketing. Totalmagic.com. I got it years ago because I thought I was going to use it for magic stuff. And then once I started doing online marketing, it just made sense where you do total online marketing, including, email campaigns and pay-per-click advertising. So my new slogan is I'm going to help you rank on top. I'm going to help you spend less on ads, and I'm going to get you more sales.
There you go. That's a good one. Very good. Very good. Well, cool, man. I appreciate you coming on today and sharing what you've experienced with FedEx and some of your clients with the SEO business. Because people need to understand that listen to this and watch this, they're not alone. They're not alone in this crazy, crazy time that we're in, and it will pass. We will go through this and come out the other side, and things will come back around. We're in the process of getting through it, and then when things start to pick back up again, it's like regaining the momentum of a train that slowed from 70 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour. It's going to take a little bit of time and a lot of extra effort to regain that momentum, but we can and will regain that momentum. So anyway, well, again, Daryl, I appreciate you coming on. This is awesome. So tell your website once again, and if you want to give them your phone number, do that, or if you just want to do the website, do that too.
Well, okay, so if you need me for online marketing, it's totalmagic.com. If you want to learn anything about magic, you can go to my website, omagic.com, or you can search for any of my social media stuff is Will Astound You. That's right, Will Astound You. So Will Astound You is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So yeah, hit me up and we can do something magically, or I can do something magically for your website.
There you go. Well, great. All right. Well, Daryl, I appreciate it again. And I'll look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks again. Wow. Daryl shared some great information. I trust you enjoyed what he had to say. If you need help with getting your website ranking or updating your marketing message, go to his website and contact him. His website is totalmagic.com. Go check it out. What's coming up next on the Home Improvement Report? Well, as you know, I'm constantly searching for new information in the home improvement industry that consumers and contractors will enjoy. Also, I'm lining up some fantastic guests that I know you will get some great insight from. And I bet you probably know someone that would be a great guest for the Home Improvement Report, right? Let me know a little bit about them and their story. I'm always looking for great stories of business successes. You know, the story behind the story. Check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, and much more. Subscribe to the podcast and listen to the previous episodes of the Home Improvement Report. And of course, you can always go to thehomeimprovement.report.com. We have a sponsor. I've talked about this the last 2-3 episodes. Have you ever struggled to find the right marketing tool? You know, a promotional product that can imprint your sales message on the minds of your prospects. Whether you're looking for a giveaway item for a trade show, and right now, you know, here we are, it's April 17th, 18th, whatever it is, in 2020, we're still in the middle of the shelter in place. Trade shows are shut down, all that kind of stuff, but they will come back. So there's coming a time that if you're doing live events, you'll need some of this stuff. So let's go on with it. But if you need marketing, any kind of a giveaway for a marketing promotion or more, just go to masterworkmarketing.com. Check it out. There's a place where you can go search all kinds of products that you might need. We will help guide and help you get what you need to make the most impact with your project. Go to masterworkmarketing.com for more information, or you can call 972-771-7899. Contact me if you have any questions regarding today's message, the podcast, anything about Daryl, or if you'd like information on Masterwork Marketing. I'm Gary Neidert, and you've just experienced the Home Improvement Report podcast. Call me, 972-771-7899. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.